bustle in our bustles.
Yes, indeed. I'm also going to quiet the voices in my head.
Quiet, oh, Grand Arbiter, we've been gifted with something so marvelous.
I heard pray tell. I don't know if that's the right way to say that.
Pray tell.
Pray tell, what amazing thing have we received?
Oh, my heavens, it was from the dreadfully punk people.
Oh, you mean Bethany and her lovely designs and lovely objects.
Yes, right, and the delightful, yes, an objet d'art. And a delightful companion, Justin, the masked bandit of tea. He's like the Lone Ranger of tea.
Yes.
So,
without like the racist undertones.
no, what? No, that's right. Because we do not approve of those.
No.
So I have already opened mine. Isn't it delightful and delicious? I know, but it's just the same one that makes the. You know, yours are big.
Yes, mine bigger.
But now we have to open the Grand Arbiters, and it's a two-person
Oh my gosh, no. It's so much stuff.
It's like, it goes. You got one too!
It's very exciting!
Oh, we haven't given any. No, we're sashless.
We went sashless today.
We're like naked.
A little risque today.
Oh my heavens. Alright, so we're going to have to sashify. They have names on the back! Oh, that's something we didn't notice before! Alright.
Godzilla fainted.
Whoa, no, not Godzilla. Alright, I'm going to put these here in the safe.
I'm taking some of these.
So, hello! Oh, hello. Thank you. Alright. Delightful.
Okay, so we will walk here. Thank you all for coming to our lovely Introduction to Tea Dueling panel. It's lovely to see you all. I know it's a little bit hectic today, but it's first day of con. We're allowed to be crazy every single day. And so we will resolve all of our problems over time. Tea? Oh, right. Alright, we will deal with that later.
We have nefariousness afoot. Alright, put it like that.
New blood.
Oh, new blood. Well, so, as the Grand Arbiter said, it's a little hectic. It's the first day of convention. We've already heat stroked and got tea drunk already today. And it's like, what is it? I mean, it's so hard to keep track of the Western territories. Is it high noon or is it before that time? Has the rooster crowed yet? We don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But I assume, like, you're not very prepared for this environment that we find ourselves in.
So I have some troubling news that we did not properly prepare for this particular event.
There's troubling news.
Yes, the troubling news is we don't have power at this site right here.
Oh,
Because we don't have power, we can't heat water.
We're going to be drinking
And so,
iced tea.
right at this juncture,
tea?
the other events will have, like, this will be more, this is an introduction, so it's really more demonstration rather than participatory.
Normally we have a participatory portion of the demonstration, but I am like I understand I'm not scientifical.
No, not at all.
But there's like power somewhere in this room.
I mean, yes, but not on this side of the building.
Alright, so you're in the Tesla side, and we're in the Dark Ages.
Oh!
What?
It's painted the same color as the wall.
We have been saved. I mean, I'm not a scientific person. I deal in verbs. And if you know anything about verbs, you know that science and verbs have very little actual contact at any time. Except sometimes you use verbs to exculpate science. You'll say things like, oh, I'm chemisting today. Right? Or, oh, look, that's geology. I broke some rocks. It's very scientific.
You know,
No, not on my teeth.
oh.
I use a hat pin when I want to break rocks.
Oh, right. She's very much like the hat pin mind
chisel at the rocks. So,
she's got to get the gold inside.
Oh well, how do you think I afford all of my tea?
I know, it's quite. It's all of the gold nuggets that you find deep within the earth. Because gold has nothing on the golden towers of Canaan.
I want to see a painting of that. I want to see a painting of that with you at the half-bit chiseling.
So, we're going to just sort of do some introductions while our lovely assistants / interns / sacrifices are off doing their.
They're little fairies. They just disappeared.
Yes, I sent one of them to let him go get water, and then I was like, oh, the power now.
But we're going to still get water.
So we sent someone to get water. I am the Grand Arbiter Hargrave, Master and Commander of Western Tea Dueling. This is the lovely Madame Askew, quite strikingly beautiful, and a queen among queens.
Oh, you're so sweet. And I'm Tiffin Mistress. That's my claim to fame. I'm not an arbiter. There's no grand involved in my title.
But
I tiffin. I tiffin like mad. And if you want to know what tiffin is, it's the little snacks that go with your tea are tiffin. And it's true. It's a. Oh, I'm about to get very geeky, aren't I?
Just do it. It's fine.
All right. Tiffin comes from India, which is important to know that we, the imperialists of the great empire of Britain, we imperially lifted that word into our imperial language to be even more charming.
I mean, it's not. It was really more like a polite request to join the language as a whole. It's not like the dirty Americans shuffling around, looking for cultures, shaking them down for loose vocabulary.
It's true, in alleys, they do it all the time. Next thing you know, it's like...
You just, like Turkish turns a corner and, oh God, it's America, here's a gun!
And you take kismet, and Turkey's like, why did you take kismet? It's very complicated.
It's a very complicated scenario. So we run tea dueling events.
Right.
And which is tea-related events, that's why our official badges actually read Managers of Tea.
Oh, not just managers of tea, but glorious tea. We're glorious tea.
So we run the tea dueling events of this site.
Yes.
As well as tea tasting events.
Right, which we will be having one today. And we are introducing teapot racing.
It's very exciting.
It's
very exciting. Oh, and our little fairy came back with some water. We'll let her into our strongholds. We have to keep ourselves safe because our adoring fans might rip our arms off.
We're like in the judge box.
Yes.
All right. So, but the thing is, all of this silliness aside, tea dueling is extremely serious, as all of you have seen it before know. And so we must take a serious stance now to talk about the refined, dignified, serious. I mean, do you feel the seriousness?
Do you feel how serious it is? I don't know if you're steeped enough for this adventure.
No, I feel the seriousness percolating through this crowd.
Oh, good. Okay. So, Madame, let's join
to go to the crowd.
Because if we're gonna stand, we don't need to stand behind this like we're barristers, Lord.
But we could be the barristers of tea.
I mean technically
you
Grand Arbiter. It's kind of like a judge.
You are the grand judge of tea.
Yes. So, tea dueling. How many have tea dueled before?
Oh, a few of you.
How many of you have tea dueled with us? Oh, you all?
Oh, good. Because we do Western tea dueling.
It's a little crazier, a little wilder. It's like the WWE of tea dueling.
Right, or as we like to call it, the WTF of tea dueling. Because it's Western Territorial Frontier tea dueling. And not to be confused with, the official accords from 1892, as refined by the Honourable Association of Tea Duelers.
They're very honourable. We think that their game was very good, but again, like loose vocabulary, it needed some Western flair.
We took our imperial initiative and we imperialized some bits of the tea dueling.
Yes.
By lifting it and joining it to our empire, because that's how you do.
That's how you do. Empire is just about adding things.
Right. Politely with flags.
So, dueling is a sport. Just for clarification.
Right.
Tea dueling is a sport.
Like dueling, like, it's for honor with foils.
For honor, for justice.
Right, but ours generally has less death.
I mean, usually. Less is like reduced death.
It's very rare that we have gangrene.
Yes, that's a very uncommon thing.
Right, no. That hasn't happened in 100 years.
I mean,
Or so.
give or take.
Right.
So, in tea dueling, you and your competitor, my lovely, can you hand us 2 teacups, please?
Yes, that would be delightful. This angel of mercy behind us is one of our original tea dueling interns. Somehow she has survived through many teapot explosions. We're not sure how. We have suspicions, but she is, we like to think of her as intern prime. And then in this corner over here is intern superior.
Yes, it's the supreme.
Supreme, like the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Yeah, I keep thinking superior, but you're right, it's supreme.
Yeah.
Oh, look, they match.
A very matchy match.
How novel.
Okay, so, for example, Madame Askew has made a rude comment about my hairdo. And I'm frustrated with her on the most, guttural level, that it might shatter our friendship to its very core. In order to, rectify this problem, and I'm going to move over here, I'm, facing my back to these lovely folks over here.
Let me fix your hair, because
It's just so hot. It's so hot. My hair's wilting.
It's so beautiful.
So she says something mean about my hair, and I challenge her to a tea duel for the honor of my hair.
As you do.
Very honorable. So we would get our teacups, and we would get poured lovely teas of our choice from what is ever available, and we will have only 1 tea available today.
For this demonstration, however, at our tea duels, we pamper you with choice. Right, because we love you and we want you to be happy. Right.
So, tea will be poured into cup.
Some mysterious soul will bring you the teapot. You don't even have to make eye contact.
But you could if you want to make googly eyes or something.
Right, that's totally fine. They like that too.
So we pour tea at what temperature?
Oh.
Folks, you know?
Who knows the temperature for tea? Nobody?
I'm really sad. They don't know.
We'll tell them.
They've been drinking bad tea because they don't know the temperature they should be steeping their
140?
We'll tell them. That's right. 180 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's imperial.
It's imperial, and also Celsius would melt our teacups.
Yes. That's really hot.
A scientist told me that once. Because I was explaining that it was 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and he said, oh, it's because you don't do Celsius. And I said, pretty why? Is it a verb? I don't know, it's not a verb. And explained the melting.
The melting. So we are poured our very hot tea.
Not quite boiling, but very hot.
So we poured our hot tea, and then we are issued our weapons. The weapons in this case, of course, are bickies,
The official
biscuits, or cookies.
Oh, for
the lemon culture.
Oh, the lemon shaman.
Yes, look.
The lemon shaman and her assistants.
Yes. So
cookies.
So bickies, the bickies of choice in these kinds of duels are known as from the farm of Pepperidge,
Right.
and they're known as the most honorable chessmen shortbreads.
Right, you may have heard of chess. It's an Arabic game.
It is an Arabic game.
Right, which is exciting because we're going around the world.
Yes. So we are given our bickies, which are, square biscuits.
Rectangular, actually.
They're quadrilaterals. What do you want from me?
They have 4
I
sides.
can't identify my polygon. Send me back to geometry class. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
dear,
I'm
we're back
aware.
to sides. Oh, no.
Okay.
Was that not?
It's me.
So confusing.
So we are given our bickies, and we held our bickies between 2
fingers.
fingers and 2 fingers only at the corner edge,
In
no
a-
more than 1/4 of an inch into the cookie.
In a pinching maneuver.
Like one of these.
Right.
or one of these.
But this is not cricket.
This is not okay.
No.
It has to pinch between the cookie, not on the side.
And only 2 fingers.
2 fingers only.
Now we do allow the memorial Spock maneuver
Yes, Spock.
in honor of our patron saint Spock. So if you dare, you may clutch your bicky and dump it this way, and we don't count.
But it's a very challenging hold, only for experts, really.
It's a pretty advanced maneuver.
So we take our bickies, we raise them into the air, and then on the count of dump, which is definitely a number.
It is a number and not Euclidean geometry.
Yes.
Right.
We dump our biscuits, 50% or more, into the piping hot tea.
And we watch, alright? Now, we have a word. A word we need to share, Grand Arbiter.
Yes.
The word is cheating.
Cheating.
Cheating. Now, look, tea dueling
It's fun. It's supposed to be fun.
it's much too silly to take seriously enough to actually cheat. So, if you put 45% of your bicky in the teacup,
Not only will I know, but I'll be like a little disappointed because you definitely are not. You're not in the spirit of tea dueling. You made the spirit of tea dueling cry.
No! You don't want to make the spirit of tea cry.
No.
Makes her salty too.
Yeah, no, it'll make
Right, salty tea.
Almost.
The spirit of tea doesn't cry more tea.
No. Somehow it's like the Tibetan tea. The fermented yak's milk, it gets very salty. And so, you know, then it just weeps yak butter tears.
Yes. So once
very
we
sad.
dump for 5 seconds.
5.
5. Well, I'll count with you because I know that sometimes counting is hard.
And also, we don't want you to take your focus off your Vicky. So we would rather count for you.
So we raise the biscuits out of the tea, and then the duel is begun.
Right.
The winner of the duel is the last person to cleanly nom or eat their biscuit in a single bite.
Now, in our variety of tea dueling in the Wild West, we actually insist that to win, you must eat your bicky. Right. So, and most of it, like if you get a tiny crumb,
It's 90% or more. 90% or more. And like, it's
don't make us get out to count.
yeah, we're gonna have to like, we're gonna have to weigh the biscuit. Like,
Just eat
and,
the bicky.
yes.
Eat the bicky.
So, if you, there's only one way to win. Cleanly nom your biscuit, be the last person to clean it.
Last. We did have to explain that a few times, which is very.
You need to move a little bit away.
I forgot how big my bustle was, and I kept hearing this noise. It was my bustle.
So,
It's true.
okay.
I'm sorry. It was very noisy back there.
I mean, when isn't it? But
Oh wow! She's succeeding in matching her dress.
Sweet Tessa.
yep. I started the comedy fart joke.
All right, back to business.
Back to business. Okay. There is only one way to win.
Right,
Cleanly
last.
nom your biscuit last. So if I cleanly nom my biscuit,
And I'm like, oh, right. And then I'm just like,
she just waits. She waits too long. It doesn't matter anymore. If she eats cleanly noms her biscuit, she's the winner. Hanging out and waiting around for your competitor because you think your hot stuff is like a bad plan.
don't stare at it.
Just like once someone's eaten their bicky, your job
your
is now
bicky.
to eat your bicky.
Right, eat the bicky is pretty much the ultimate goal.
Now, there are several ways to lose. Losing, which is a thing we have to discuss. Now, there are 3 ways to lose, each more treacherous and terrible than the last.
Who remembers the first way to lose?
The least shameful.
The splash.
The
The
splash.
splash.
This is where your bicky tumbles quite graciously into your teacup and makes a big mess in there.
Yes.
Now, there's no shame on you personally. The tea is pretty shamed at that point. It's really embarrassed of what it has become, which is sort of like a crumbly tea mess.
It is shame tea.
But if you drink shame tea, you're imbibing shame. Now, like, that's your choice, and we respect that choice.
And we
But you
support
are
your
imbibing
choices.
shame.
And so, just keep that in mind. And if you...